amazing friends. I hope you all are doing super well today. My name is Mackenzie and I have a very special guest with me today. This is my friend Marie. Her YouTube channel is Dream in Autumn and she makes digital nomad videos and lifestyle videos, and she's really into the spirituality. She actually just did some Vipassana meditation, like a 10-day silent retreat, so we can talk more about that. And then she's also gonna make a video specifically on her experience. I'm gonna go ahead and link that one down below, so you guys definitely have to go and watch that. But I'm so excited to have Marie here because we've just been chatting for, I don't know, like more than half a year. It's been a really long time and she's changed my life so much. She's actually the one that showed me how to teach, and like with 5-1 Talk, she gave me her link and everything. And so that completely changed my life since teaching. So it's been so nice just having her here. So I think we're just gonna do sort of like a life chats video. I'm gonna ask Marie some questions and she can just kind of, we can chat about life and spirituality and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know you on my channel, give a little bit of background, I guess, to what you do, what your story is, and things like that.
So I think you almost summarized it really. So yeah, I'm a digital nomad. I travel around. I quit my job about a year ago. Yeah, I just wanted to be location independent. I've always wanted to travel, but I never really thought it was possible. You know, I always thought, oh, you need a lot of money or you need some specific, you know, thing. I didn't think anyone could do it. And then I kind of started watching YouTube and I realized it's really possible. And I found online teaching too, and that gave me that like security to do it. And then yeah, we just spent the last like year traveling around Europe and working online and house sitting, and we've had incredible adventures. And you know, me and my husband Andy, I'm talking about here, and yeah, it's been so good. And now we're heading to New Zealand in like less than a week, and we're gonna do a working holiday visa. So I just learned a lot in the last year about how, you know, if you want something, you can make it happen. You just gotta find a way around it. There's always an obstacle, but there's always a way around the obstacle. So I guess I've just become a lot more positive and learned a lot more about making things happen, I guess. So that's what my channel's about, really, just finding a way.
Well, we were talking yesterday, we kind of have the same sort of like law of attraction, manifestation belief. And so we were talking yesterday about how this has really helped you kind of like trust that things are gonna work out.
Yeah.
So like, how would you say like the transition was? Like, how was it like before? And then now that you're able to just kind of allow things to happen, like how do you think you were able to change your mindset?
I was telling you about this. I think the way I like to explain it at first is see it like when you believe something's gonna happen. So when you have it in your head, like you visualize it, you believe it. You don't have to believe in the law of attraction like straight away. You don't have to believe that. You can just know that it's a fact that if you think positively and if you visualize something and want it so hard, you're gonna make it happen anyway, and it's gonna happen. And then eventually, like after so many times of trying to get something and thinking about it and dreaming for it and wishing for it and making it happen, you know, putting in the work as well, you see results, and that gives you the trust because you see those results more and more. And then eventually you learn to be a lot more relaxed because you know there's always a way around something. When I started seeing results for myself, I got more relaxed because I was like, eventually I'd go from being a real stress head and planning everything to like, you know, the second, to like living in the moment and not really planning more than a week ahead and knowing it'll be okay because something always comes up. So
yeah, for sure. And like noticing, like focusing on the small things, like I was telling you yesterday, I was telling a friend, just focus on one small thing that you can attract. So it's like maybe a penny laying on the ground or like a cup of coffee or something. When you focus on that one small thing, it gives you that trust, and eventually you can build and build to where you can travel and not plan anything and everything always works out. And it's just a really amazing feeling, and I feel like the more that you feel gratitude for that and the more that you just really trust, the even bigger things start happening. It's really amazing that, you know, you guys are able to do that. It's so cool.
It gets to the stage where you can't, like for example, you do attract things that you wouldn't even expect. Like all the big things in my life that have happened, I've always done a lot of work to try and get things, but the big things I didn't even work for, they just happened because I wanted them so much. Like my teaching job, like with Mackenzie, I told you about it. I got told about it from a friend, I didn't look for it. So with my writing job, I got it off a student. I knew that I wanted a freelance job that allowed me to write. And I didn't know where I was going to get it from. I tried at work and it didn't work, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to relax and see what happens. And then someone offers me a job without me even looking for one.
Yeah.
And then you start to think, you know what, it's possible. You've just got to let things happen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was the same. Like, I remember I was in Hawaii and I was really looking for a job, like trying to find a remote job, like something to just be able to travel with. And then it was at that point where I think it was like 2 months in or something, and I just was completely just wiped out, like was constantly applying for jobs. I just kind of gave up for a little bit. I was like, I'm just gonna relax. And then that's exactly when you messaged me like a week later, like, oh, just try out this teaching. And then I was able, I passed the interview, and then that was just skyrocketed me to be able to come here and stuff like that. So it's amazing the things that you can accomplish if you just trust, for sure. So.
I find that as soon as you give up, that's when it comes. Like, you've tried so hard, you've tried, you've done a lot, and then it's like, you know what? It's fine. You can have it now.
Yeah.
You've worked hard now.
Exactly.
It's just gonna come to you now. Just relax and let it happen.
Exactly. Well, it's like that idea of like letting go or surrendering.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like so many people have stories like that where they just surrender to whatever is gonna happen, and then that's when it happens. Like, my favorite story is Oprah, when she wanted to be in the movie The Color Purple, and she didn't think she was gonna get it, and she was like fighting so hard, like so upset about it, and then finally when she just like surrendered, like somebody came running out and was like, oh, you have a call from Steven Spielberg, he wants you to play the part. So it's just like one of those stories, and surrounding yourself with stories like that is also like with you guys, like just listening to your story as well, it's really inspiring, and it helps me trust as well.
I think also surrounding yourself around people who are also really positive and doing it. Like for me, I wouldn't have even known it was possible to travel if I hadn't have watched all these YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And just seeing it, when you see it every day, that's another way of visualizing. You see other people living that life. You see it every day in your mind. It just makes you know you can do it too. And that's what really pushed me and allowed me to just let go of it and it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, visualization is so important, and having like a physical thing like YouTube is such a great resource, because instead of just having it in your brain, you can also watch things, and you can kind of pick and point like what sort of thing, like what sort of lifestyle you want. It's like ordering from the catalog kind of from the universe or whatever. Like, you just pick and point the things that you want, and you can find those things now so easily on the internet and with YouTube. And then you're able to make friends, right? Like, that's the number one thing about YouTube. It's like you can make such amazing friends and surround yourself with amazing people.
I was saying this to you yesterday, but one thing that I didn't expect from YouTube was to make such amazing friends. Like, I just started putting videos up, and then suddenly you find yourself with loads of amazing online friends, and then you see them in real life, and it's like, it's amazing. Like, surprises you don't always expect,
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
And we were also talking about like also just listening to your intuition as well, right? And not forcing something. Like, you can try and attract something so hard, and if it's not meant to be, it's not. So you've got to just listen to, I don't know, just relax, surrender, like you said, and just like let things happen, and the right thing will come along. Yeah,
that's so true, because like I feel like every time I've really pushed so hard for something and it just doesn't keep happening, that just means that it's just not meant to be. Like, it's not in the cards, Like, you have a story like that, right? Like, where you feel like you just like surrendered and were just like, what, maybe something isn't gonna work out. Like, do you want to
so me and Andy, we were in Budapest for like 8 weeks, and we had an amazing time. We just started our nomadic life, and then we wanted to go to Prague. It was like in our head, we were trying to make it happen. We're like, we can go to Prague, we can do this. We looked for like Airbnbs, and like 2 of them fell through. Then we found this amazing guy that was going to sublet us a place for like 6 months, and we thought this was amazing. And then the landlord decided to like sell or something, and everything just kept falling through. We even booked our coach there, and we had to cancel it because nothing was working. And it just got to that stage where I was like, you know what, it's not meant to be. We're not meant to go to Prague right now. We're meant to do something else. And then we just like gave up and went back to the UK for like a couple weeks. And then we found ourselves house sitting, and then we had 6 months of house sitting. We spent like months in like mountains in Spain and all around Germany, and we just saw so much of Europe just through house sitting. It was the best experience. And if I'd have forced Prague and not listened to my intuition and not listened to you know, it not working, if I'd have just tried to force it anyway, I'd have never had those experiences. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes just listen. If something's not working, there's a reason. There's something else coming, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I feel like, you know, when you become like more in tune with your intuition, then you're able to listen to that. You know what I mean? Like when you have that sort of like journey where you just kind of become awakened and you just start to see, okay, you know, maybe these things are not working, so I need to try something different. Maybe like you can explain a little bit more about like your meditation journey and like how you feel like you kind of came into that intuition, because I feel like sometimes it's like it definitely is a journey for everybody, and you know it's all a process. So I don't know, you have like such a fascinating story. So
yeah, well, I just finished Vipassana, which is like a 10-day silent meditation retreat. I did it in England, but you can do them all around the world, and you're thinking of doing one, right? Because you keep attracting people that's done them.
Oh my gosh, like I was telling Marie last night, I was like, I think I need to just like do Vipassana, because like you came like right after you did Vipassana, you come here, and then my flatmate as well, like she already did it, but she signed up for like a refresher course, and so all three of us were like talking about Vipassana, and I was like, okay, I think this is like a sign we need to do it. But yeah.
So I think what attracted me to Vipassana was just, I've always loved meditation, and it's always been that way. I can just relax, especially when you're traveling, you know, you're always in a new place and everything can be stressful. It's just nice to be able to like relax for like even half an hour a day and just relax and chill out. But the thing with me is I have quite a busy mind. I'm always stressing and overthinking, and I'm getting better, but it's just how I am. So for me, meditation has always been quite difficult. I've always struggled to focus, and that's why I like to do a lot of visualization meditation in the past, because it helped me. It was something I could do without stressing too much. But I really wanted to learn a technique that was solid, that I could take with me in the long term. So Vipassana for me was just a good way to learn the actual technique that's been used for like 2,500 years. And for me, doing a 10-day course, it was so intense, you know, 12 hours a day of meditation. It forces you to really work on it, and now I can meditate for an hour straight without wandering off, and that was something I couldn't do before. So for me, it was a way for me to, I guess it was like a boot camp. I had to learn how to do it, and I knew Vipassana would help me. So
yeah, so cool. Oh, I want to do it so badly.
You should. You'll really like it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I need to figure out like where exactly I want to do it. But like I was telling you yesterday, like I kind of had this realization, it doesn't really matter where you do it as long as you do it. Because I had this experience, like I had this thought in my brain that I would like go to India and I would like be in some ashram somewhere doing Vipassana, like very like exotic. But maybe me being here in Berlin, like it just means I can do it locally, and it's not, you know, it's not a big deal as long as I can go and learn the technique and stuff.
And you know, Gwenka, the guy that teaches it, he says you should do it every year. So you could do a new place each year, you know, just make it an annual thing.
That is an amazing idea.
You should always do one a year, because it's like, it gets you, you know, the 10-day courses you're supposed to do one a year. Like that's what he says, because it's easy to get out of it. You go back every year for 10 days, you're gonna keep it up. So
yeah,
you could do one in another country another time.
I love that idea. That's so awesome. Last question. What would be your #1 piece of advice for somebody who's looking to do this digital nomad lifestyle?
Okay, I would always say, if someone wants to be a digital nomad, I think you've got to believe that it's possible, most of all. So for me, it was really getting that in my head that it is possible, and that it's not just something that only big YouTubers can do, or only big businessmen can do, or big businesswomen, or whatever. It's something that anyone can do, and there's always a way around it. So for me, it was having the confidence to go for it. And I made a video actually about how to become a digital nomad, like what steps I used, but I would always say just don't worry too much about the money, but save up a small amount just to give you the confidence. So I'd say just save up like 6 months of expenses if you can, or just something. Just you only need you don't need like 20 grand in the bank. Like 2 grand's fine. Just save up something. It gives you that confidence to quit your job, because then you can put all your focus into finding an online job. Because if you're trying to like work full time and then work part time on the side, freelance, or you know online, it's going to be so hard to focus all your time on finding an online job when you've got a full time day job. I couldn't do it. For me, I had to quit my job first, then find the online job, because I had all day to find online work at that point. And because I'd saved a little bit of money in the bank, I was able to support myself while I was finding the online work. So I would always say just try and save a little bit to support you for a couple months. Use that couple months to throw yourself into finding an online job, and you'll find if you're doing like 20 hours a week of finding an online job, you'll find it like in a couple of days. Like it'll come to you. You'll find something that's right for you. And then once you've got that job, you can just go for it and do anything. But the thing is just leaping into it and doing it. And
yeah, so true. That's the hardest part. It's just doing it. Like you can think about it and visualize, but you just gotta do it and trust it'll work out. Well, thank you so much for being here, for doing a collab video with
Thank
me.
you for having me in Berlin. It's beautiful.
Oh my god, of course. It's been so amazing so far. I'm so excited. We're gonna go explore today. We're going to the East Side Gallery. We're gonna take lots of photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and link all of Marie's social media and YouTube and everything down below. So please go and check her out. She's a really amazing friend and just overall really great person. So I think you guys will really enjoy her videos and her work. And I hope you guys are having the most amazing day today. And I love you all so, so much. And I will see you on my next video. Bye!